Hello students. So today we discuss about a new chapter, that is motion and measurement of distance. So first question is, what is motions? Motion means it is a phenomenon in which an object changes its position. Motion is mathematically described in terms of displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration, speed, and time. The motion of a body is observed by attaching a frame of reference to an observer and measuring the change in position of the body relative to that frame which change in time. For example, a moving car. When a car move, then this car change its position with respect to time. So, an object is said to be in motion when its position changes with time. Next example is a birds fly in the sky. Similarly, when a man walk along a road, this in both cases the man and bird changes their position with respect to time. That's why we can say they are in the motion. If an object moves fairly fast, then its movement or motion can be observed easily. But if an object moves very slowly, then it becomes difficult to observe its movement immediately. For example, a wristwatch has 3 hands: a second hand, a minute hand, and an hour's hand. Between these 3 hands, the second hand moves very fast, so we can easily observe the motion of the second hand. Next, the minute hand. The minute hand moves slightly slower than the second hand, though you can observe the motion of the minute hand. But as the hour hand moves very slowly, so sometimes you cannot observe their motion, but they move. So if an object moves first, then we can easily measure the movement of these things. When an object is in stationary mode, that is not moving, then it is said to be at rest. For example, the objects such as house, tree, this type of object can move from their position. That's why they are called rest object. Or if the velocity of an object is 0, then we can say that the object is in rest position. The motion or the movements can be classified into 4 parts, that is rectilinear motion, circular motion, rotational motion, and periodic motion. Now one by one we discussed about this motion. So first one is rectilinear motion. If you notice the term rectilinear, then you can observe the term that is linear. Linear means a straight line. So the motion in a straight line is called the rectilinear motion. Or you can say the rectilinear motion takes place in a fixed direction. For example, when you're running on a straight track, then it is called rectilinear motion. There are present so many examples, that is movement of bullet fired from a gun always follow this linear motion. That's why they are called rectilinear motion. Or you can say the motion of the striker in the carom board. Always this striker follow a linear path. So it is also a rectilinear motion. So in simply, if an object moves through a straight line, then you can say it is a rectilinear motion. Next one is circular motion. Circular means round path. So when an object moves along a circular path, it is called the circular motion. For example, movement of earth around the sun. You know, earth follow a circular path when it moves towards the sun. So it is a circular motion. Or movement of moon towards the earth. It is an also example of a circular motion. Or the movement of fan, movement of the hand, of the wristwatch, or movement of the merry-go-round. There are so many examples. Those are follow this circular motion. So in simply, when an object moves through a circular path or follow a circular path, then we can say it is in circular motion. Next one is periodic motion. Periodic means repeated. So those motion which repeated itself after a regular interval time, then it is called the periodic motion. For example, revolution of earth around the sun is a periodic motion, because you know, after 1 year again it follow the same path. So it is a periodic motion. Or the motion of the second hand in a watch. Always you know, this type of motions, those are repeated after regular interval, are called the periodic motion. Also, the revolution of moon around the earth is an example of periodic motion. So, you know about the pendulum cock. In the pendulum, a metal ball are connected by a long thread, and if you move this metal ball or this pendulum, then it follow a periodic motion. Because a pendulum always takes the same time to complete its one vibration. Since a pendulum repeats its vibration regularly after fixed time intervals, therefore a vibrating pendulum also said to be in periodic motion. Similarly, a swing, this also follow this periodic motion, because this swing act as a very similar like pendulum. Another example is string of the musical instrument. When you vibrate a string, then it follow a periodic motion. So all type of vibration generally follow this periodic motion. This type of vibrational motion called oscillatory motion or vibratory motion. So those motions actually responsible for the vibration. For example, vibration of a string, vibration of the drum. So this type of motions are responsible for the vibration. That's why they are called also vibrating motion or oscillatory motion. So for today, I think it is enough. Next day we discuss about the rotational motion. Thank you.